Hey Pisces, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are doing the shadow work full moon readings. There is actually 2 full moons this month. So for the first of those, I will be doing these shadow work readings as a weekly. The next full moon at the end of the month, I will be doing an all signs as per normal. But it is quite an interesting full moon this time around. It is a super full moon in Aquarius. So it is known as a sturgeon's moon. So if anyone doesn't know, a sturgeon is a type of fish. They actually grow to like 3.5 meters long. So they're really big, and they are, they're called a kind of living fossil. So they haven't really changed since the beginning of fossil records. They've been like a bit of a dinosaur kind of fish, I suppose. But something quite interesting about the sturgeon fish is that they are actually critically endangered. This moon being all about, abundance and harvest, it is important to, be aware of things like, endangered animal species, so that we can provide for future harvest, and make an effort to make sure that, we are giving back to earth and spirit, feeding that earth and spirit, as well as ourselves and our own spirit, but also, the earth. So it's quite interesting there. It's a bit of a, harvest festival type period for a lot of countries in the world, a lot of cultures in the world. One I found really interesting is that it is in China. They have the Hungry Ghosts Festival, which is where they say the gates of hell open and the hungry dead walk the earth. So it's a good time to be leaving offerings, to avoid any drama. Since it is Leo season as well, we are looking at a lot of drama with this full moon. It is sort of one of those, a lot of surprises and dramatic conclusions to things, all sort of stirring up that opportunity to realign yourself to your true purpose, release and reveal things at this time. But quite a dramatic kind of time period there with the Leo season upon us as well. But it will be affecting Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius the most this month. So if you do have strong placements in one of those signs, you may find it's one of those periods that drives you a bit insane. But like I said, it is all about abundance and harvest, and being aware to feed the spirit and the earth around you, and looking at how you can actually give back in order for future harvests. So it's not just about creating abundance right here, right now. It is about creating abundance for ourselves in the future as well. All right. So, but like I said, a lot of dramatic conclusions happening around at the moment with that Leo season and that full moon. It is also a super moon as well, so that means it is quite close to Earth this time round. So those effects, do pull and push on us quite heavily when it is a super moon. But enough of me talking, guys. I will let you know, leave a comment on one of my videos and you'll go in the draw for a free personal reading. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel to keep updated about that. But today we are going to be using the Soul's Journey lesson cards for a bit of an overview. We are doing a shadow work reading, guys. So this is all about you, and the things that you need to sort of maybe face in order to, better yourself, have that self-growth coming on through. Like I said, that abundance, can't sort of come into our lives unless we are actually creating abundance within ourselves as well. So a lot of the time with shadow work, that is all about, self-growth and, facing the darker sides of yourself in order to, change them for the future. All right. I do also have the Red Hand Lenormand deck there. And today I am doing something a bit different, and I've got the Hidden Truth Oracle to get a bit of a deeper, hidden truth about you yourself. Normally that is an oracle deck that, picks up on other people's energy, but I'm having some really good success with it, bringing through some shadow messages as well. So very interesting. I will leave a timestamp in the description so we can everyone can sort of flip straight over to the actual reading if you need to. But getting started for you there, Pisces, we'll start with that Soul's Journey Oracle for a bit of an overview. Okay, Pisces, what does Pisces need to know for their shadow work, please? Okay, Pisces, we do have acceptance. Okay, so as I said at the start there, time of dramatic conclusions. So it's all about, going to be about accepting those conclusions as well. It does say, I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. All right, so you may have some things going on at the moment within you, really wanting to change things around you, but there's certain things that are out of your control. So it's about releasing that control and accepting that, that there are things that you may not be able to control around you. You can't control other people, all that sort of thing. That's, you can guide them. It's like that whole, you can guide a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So sometimes you can guide people along to the right direction, but you can't force them to, change or be the person that you need them to be. So that's when acceptance kind of does come into play. But we'll get a bit more detail for you there, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, what does Pisces need to know for their shadow work, please? Okay, so firstly, we do have the ring, Pisces. So straight away with shadow work, that does tell us that, we're probably focusing on a lot of, relationship stuff at this time, having to sort of, face some of, that have that, once again, that acceptance of, certain relationships, may not be in your life anymore. You may be trying to develop new relationships, but really looking at, with the ring, it really is not so much just about the relationships themselves, but looking at the cycles that those relationships have put us in. A lot of the time you hear that phrase of, the same person but in a different body. Is that something you've done in your relationships, Pisces? And it's facing those cycles that you may have been in within relationships. If you have been stuck in these negative cycles and you keep wondering why the same things keep happening over and over and over again, maybe that's partly what is going on. And it's really sort of looking at those actual cycles that you've been in, especially with relationships, of course, with that ring energy there, but in all areas of your life as well, we do get sort of stuck in cycles, and really need to sort of look at those cycles that we've been in if we do want to change them in the future. We need to accept the cycles that have passed, and work out exactly what it is about those cycles that we want to change, and getting rid of all those negative aspects of those past cycles. A lot of the time when we do need to learn a lesson, it will just come back around and back around and back around. So it's kind of looking at those loops within your life, within your relationships, those same sort of themes that keep cropping back up, and facing and sort of understanding the deeper meaning of why those things are happening. So if you've been in a cycle, for example, where you keep being cheated on or something like that, what is it about you, I suppose, that makes these people, think that they can get away with that with you? Are you not having firm enough boundaries when it comes to, setting a clear a clear communication structure with these relationships, that this is how I want this relationship. This is cheating to me. I consider this cheating, and being a little bit more, strict, I suppose, on that person, on future people, about what you will and will not accept, and that you will not accept, especially with that sort of a thing. That's quite a blah kind of example there, but it's kind of looking at the undercurrent of what's happened in the past, and avoiding those same things happening again in the future. Like I said, obviously you can't control somebody else's actions or behaviors, and if they're going to do something like that, then that's on them, not on you at all. But it's kind of like, why are you attracted to people that are, you know, willing to do that? Maybe it's something within yourself, looking at some sort of self-acceptance of, is this all I deserve, or do I deserve better than that? And really sort of facing those aspects of the situations. All right, Pisces. Sorry if that's a bit heavy, but these shadow work readings can be a little bit heavy. So I'm sorry to be a bit confronting sometimes when I am talking about the shadow work stuff. But Sorry. We do also have the Sun card for you, Pisces. So the Sun is actually a really happy card. So a lot of the time when it's talking about shadow work, it's actually talking about, things being revealed, things coming to light, things coming out into the light, and how we deal with things when they're revealed to us. All right. So, and also, I kind of want to say, Pisces, that for you guys, I really feel that that the actual happiness is a factor here as well. Like I said, it is a card all about happiness, but I do feel as though, Pisces, that the reason that this is a shadow work issue for you is you're not accepting happiness. There's something coming through here about you not accepting happiness, and not being comfortable with being happy. You're so used to, maybe these cycles, these past cycles. So it's coming through as well that, once again, with that acceptance that, sometimes if life is happy, you need to just accept that it is happy and be, at peace, and find a way to accept the happiness. Like it does sound a bit contradictory there, because, everyone wants to be happy and whatnot. But, sometimes when we get ourselves in these cycles where, all we're used to is unhappiness, happiness can actually be a really hard thing to accept, and because it feels so unfamiliar to us. All right. So there's something definitely coming through for you guys about happiness. All right. And accepting happiness, and allowing happiness into your world. All right. And so what is it that you're fighting against with happiness? Like, why are you fighting against being happy? Like, if you want to be happy, but then moments of happiness, you're letting them kind of, you're defensive against the happiness, I feel, Pisces. So maybe revealing to yourself a little bit more about why you're not comfortable with happiness. Why are you more comfortable? It's that whole better the devil you know kind of thing. So I'm feeling that you're kind of, way more comfortable with being unhappy and having drama around you, because, that's what you're used to. But you deserve better than that, Pisces. And I think that this time frame here with Leo season and these dramatic conclusions and this full moon, something really is going to be revealed to you about, how you actually look at happiness, and how you take that on board within yourself as well. So maybe taking some time to, just sit and be happy, and have that gratitude for the things that make you happy, Pisces. It's going to be a really good time for you to be looking at the idea of happiness within your life and what truly makes you happy. All right. So that's a bit of an odd one, Pisces. So that I must admit that that's the first time I've kind of gotten that message from the Sun card. Normally it's all about revelations and those sorts of things when we're doing shadow work. But no, I'm clearly getting that it's actually about the happiness, and if anything, that's what the revelation is about your happiness. Okay, so accepting happiness. Okay, Pisces. Let me know in the comments, guys, because sometimes these things come as a bit of a shock to me when that's what I'm intuitively getting. So let me know if that resonates for you, and if that is what you feel, you have been sort of a little bit defensive against happiness, with everything that's been going on for you in this lifetime, Pisces. We also have the book energy. Okay, so you can see in this deck, this book is closed. All right, so it's kind of like you, Pisces, have you've kind of closed the book on the unknown a little bit, because the book sometimes can talk about, things unknown, the story that you haven't read yet, the parts of your life that are still to come, that haven't been written yet. And I kind of feel like, Pisces, that you have kind of just closed the book on anything unfamiliar, anything new at the moment, and you've kind of just closed off a bit. I'm feeling that this is just a bit of closed off energy and closed off to new things, and starting brand new chapters. Like, when we are seeing, the story that we've seen so far for you, Pisces, with, the cycles and things like that, it feels like you're in a bit of shutdown, because you just feel as though, why bother reading the rest of the book if I already know the ending? But you don't. So, you're closed off to the potential. It's kind of that looking at the worst case scenario. You're kind of looking at that book as though that story is inevitably going to be, one of these cycles all over again. But that's not going to be the case, Pisces. Okay. The book is all about new chapters and entering into the unknown, taking that leap of faith into the unknown, and knowing that, you know what, you are the author of your own story. It's up to you. If you don't want to read the same old book that you've already read 50 times, you don't have to. You can totally rewrite your story however you want. And it's all about taking that leap of faith to, open yourself back up to, new energy and new experiences and things like that, Pisces. That's yeah, so that's what I'm getting off the book today. So it really is about brand new chapters, but I feel for you, Pisces, it's about, taking a bit more control of where you want your story to go from here, being the author for a change, instead of just being the person reading the book and reading the story and seeing how things go. It's all about taking a bit of control and writing what you want to see in your life, rather than just allowing the next chapter to unfold for you. I really feel that it's that, yeah, accepting the things that you cannot change. You cannot change the past, but you can change the future. Even if it seems impossible, you can change the future. Your story is totally up to you. I'm feeling that there's probably a Pisces out there that, is probably very close to, just packing everything up and disappearing off into the sunset, so that they can start a brand new story. So you don't have to go to that extreme, Pisces, but it's really kind of taking some sorts of leaps of faith in order to, bring some new energy into your life and understand that you can actually have a different story to what's already been written for you. You can change that whenever you like. All right. You can't change the past, but you can change where you're going. All right. But we'll have a look at some hidden truth for you, Pisces. What is Pisces' hidden truth, please? Okay, I feel you leaving me behind. All right. So this is definitely talking about you, Pisces, feeling as though, you're back to that book reference, that you're kind of stuck on chapter 3, and you're sort of watching, people around you, who are already up to chapter 5 or 6, and you're kind of wondering why you're still stuck in these same cycles. And I feel as though that's what it's sort of talking about. You're just a bit worried that you're getting a bit left behind in your own life, and that you're not as progressed as what you would like to be. I'm feeling though that you are probably, looking at other people a little bit and comparing yourself a little bit to others, which, is totally unfair on you to be doing that, Pisces. You are unique and beautiful just the way you are. So once again, back to that acceptance and accepting that, you are unique. You can't control where everyone else is up to in their story. But, if you feel as though you're being left behind, so to speak, that's up to you to make those small changes to get yourself to actually where you want to be. Because, and the future is totally unknown as well, Pisces. So those people who may be on chapter 5 and you're feeling left behind at chapter 3, you might start, progressing really fast and get yourself up to chapter 7, and they're still stuck on chapter 5. All right. So that chapter 5 might take them, the rest of their life. There's no there's no guideline for how long each chapter is for every single individual. So stop holding yourself to that same standard that you're seeing others holding themselves to. You hold yourself to your own standard, your own expectations, your own uniqueness. Okay, and as long as you're moving forward and taking small steps, you are starting to move. Okay, as long as you're taking those small steps, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. Like I said, the past does not matter. That's already happened. And there's no such thing as being left behind, because if someone is on chapter 5 and you're on chapter 3, it means that there's probably a bunch of other people that are still on chapter 1. So maybe looking at those people, if you do feel the need to compare yourself to others, look at those people that haven't actually progressed their whole entire life, whereas you're already here on chapter 3, Pisces. So you've already gone through a lot, and you've actually used that to progress yourself already. So there's no point to hold yourself against anyone else in your life at all, Pisces. The only person you can compare yourself to is yourself. All right. And then quite an interesting message here, Pisces. We do have, I wish I could share my good news with you, but I'm getting a really kind of, I won't say weird vibe, but it's kind of like, it's just a lot different to my normal experience with the energy. All right. And I do feel as though this is you, Pisces, kind of wanting to, I'm feeling a link with someone who's passed here for some reason. All right. So it feels like there's a Pisces out there who, is just going through a bit of, mourning at this time, missing someone who has, passed. And I'm feeling it's a mother figure for some of you, or a grandmother figure, and wanting to, I am getting that it's a female figure. Okay, so this may just be for one Pisces out there, all right? But I am feeling that, you're actually just a bit mournful at this time, and wanting to, and I'm not even feeling like it's good news that you want to share with someone. You just want to share with this person, and I feel like, ask them for their advice, and just chat with them, and whatnot. And do you know what, Pisces? You can still do that, okay? Even if someone has passed, you can still do that. And you may not receive the answers as, obviously as what you would, if you were talking to a person who is sitting right there in front of you, but you still will receive the answers one way or another. All right, so it's totally fine to talk to people that have passed and ask them for help and guidance, and even just have a chat and tell them, this is what I was doing today, and that's totally fine, Pisces. I know that it can be a hard thing to deal with grief and whatnot, but like I said, I feel like this is just for one person, all right? So take that if it resonates. If not, that's not for you, and leave it for the person it is for. All right, but that's what I have for you today, Pisces. I hope that helps and resonated with you guys, and gives you a bit of an idea of things you might want to look at this full moon within yourself. But, as always, make sure you do check your other placements. Usually your moon sign quite strong with the shadow work readings as well. So, you're more than welcome to check those other placements. But this is where we leave each other. Thank you so much for your time, and hopefully I will see you all again soon.